Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Now, just give me a second. I was doing a survey real quick. But I'll go back to doing surveys in a little bit. Just gotta make sure to give you guys a proper stream tonight. I know. Hopefully you will like it. It's about the 2025 movies that I've already watched. So let's get started. Let me go moderate my chat real quick. So, yeah, how's everyone's night going so far? Mine's going all right. Just been not really doing much. Just like I told you in my last two videos, I've been doing surveys. I'm trying to earn some money just to pay for a subscription that I want to continue. Um, but I've had things get in the way recently to where I've had to extend it, getting this subscription. I almost have enough funds just to get it. I just gotta get another survey or two finished. So yeah, surveys are very tedious, like really annoying. But to get back to what I was going to talk about in tonight's stream is about the 2025 films that I've seen for the first quarter of 2025 movies. So let's talk about them. And I will have more discussions to talk about later in the stream. So hopefully you will enjoy it. Now, the first movie I watched is, to be honest, I started this 2025 films on May 16th. So I started a little late to the party. I was very late because I was finishing up on 2024 films, and I did get done with those. I'm just catching up a little bit quicker than I usually do, but you'll be seeing a rapid amount of movie reviews. Hey, what's up, Eddie Stewie? Welcome to the stream. You'll see a rapid amount of reviews coming out for movies in due time. So yeah, I've been so behind on it because there was a lot of stuff happening to me this year. Any new albums you've been hearing? Yeah. Uh 3 Days Grace, We Came as Romans. Um the last album I heard recently was The New Demons by Icy Stars. It was an older record, but it's from 2013. I was making it a publicized video for that, and it's already out now, so hopefully you'll like it. But there's going to be some more albums for September. I have a feeling there will be. But to get back on track, the first movie I watched in for the first quarter of 2025 films was Den of Thieves 2 Pantera, which was not the best film, but it was meh. It was a very meh film. Like, Gerard Butler's performance in it was kind of weak. Like, you think he's following along with these people that are trying to pull a heist, and then find out that he's actually trying to take them in to go to jail and all that. So it's at the end of the film. So there's a big twist at the end of it, but it was already coming. This film was kind of redundant and not the best film I've seen, but it's not the worst. I'm just in the middle with this one. I think the action sequences were solid. That was the only highlight to the movie, but everything else about the movie was very meh. So 6 out of 10. One of them days was a movie with SZA and Kiki Palmer. I watched this maybe a few days after, maybe almost a week after. I can't remember, but I remember watching it and I was not that impressed, but I thought it was decent at best. Um, so it's probably like a 7 out of 10 for me for that movie. Not the worst film, but not the best film. Wolfman is a movie that was pretty bad and boring. It was not a good film. Um, the performance from the guy that turns into the Wolfman was pretty bland. I mean, the performances were very weak in this film, and the overall performance of the movie was quite boring. So I was very displeased with the Wolfman or Wolfman movie. So fuck that film. Gonna be on my worst movies for sure. So yeah, 5 out of 10. I think that's what I gave it when I reviewed it. Back in Action is another meh film. Um, it's a movie with Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. It was not one of the best films of this year, so we're getting quite a lot of meh films for the start of the first quarter. But I will tell you the ones that I really enjoyed as we go along with the movies I'm talking about. But Back in Action had some solid action sequences, but it was very. I mean, the action sequences were very predictable, so they weren't the best action sequences, like the action-packed fighting style stuff they do in the film with the spy stuff. It was kind of iffy. But overall, I think the film was meh, 6 out of 10. Alarum is a Scott Eastwood and Sylvester Stallone film that was not very good. I mean, the action sequences are the highlight to the film, but this is not a good film because of the pacing, because of the performance of the film. It was crap. It was utter crap. And I'm very disappointed because Sylvester Stallone is a good actor, and so is Scott Eastwood, but was it enough to save the film? No, I don't think so. It really tanked pretty badly. So I think I gave it a 4 out of 10. I can't remember. I have to go back and watch my reviews from 4 or 4.5. It was somewhere around there. But I know it's a bad film. Flight Risk is an okay film. It was kind of meh, honestly. It's another meh film. I mean, the pacing for it wasn't bad, but it just uh Topher Grace is in the film and he plays a guy that is trying to do the right thing by like talking to the police or whatever, the feds, telling him that he's gonna confess and tell the whole truth about this crime boss or whatever, and this mafia boss or whatever, and basically Mark Wahlberg played an interesting bad guy in the film. I mean, his performance was pretty solid as the bad guy, but would they say the film was great? Not necessarily. It was meh at best, so 6 out of 10. Presence is another film I watched about a ghost that's haunting a place at this house or whatever, and the ghost is only there to uh protect her friend that's basically trying to, I think, the boyfriend or whatever that she was with, and they were, yeah, you get the gist. Um, the boyfriend in the film was drugging women and killing them, like putting them in an overdose coma, overinduced coma. So it was pretty messed up. So the film actually showed her brother going after the previous boyfriend that's drugging her, and he sacrifices himself to save her, and he dies, unfortunately. It's pretty sad ending. It's very sad, and It wasn't a terrible film, but it was okay. I mean, not the best film, but at least showed at the end that the brother was not too much of a dickbag to her. And if you watch the film Presence, you'll know what I'm talking about. You have to see it for yourself. It's a very short film, so you're not in for a long film. The next movie I watched was Dogman. This one was okay. Another okay film. There's a lot of meh to okay films so far for the first quarter. Kind of disappointed. So, yeah, it's a 6.5 out of 10. It's about a dog man. Like, the guy was a police officer, he was a human police officer. Then something happened where he got in this accident and then he became Dog Man. And overall, they did surgery on him, and then he's fighting crime and putting the bad guys away. But then the bad guy keeps getting out of jail, and it's kind of ridiculous what happens with most of the film. But the ending is all right. It's an all right ending. So 6.5 out of 10 for Dog Man. I think it's okay. Companion is actually a pretty good film. I gave it an 8 out of 10 when I reviewed it, but to be honest, it's not that terrible. It is worth watching. It's not the best film of this year, but it is a pretty good film. The like overall Jack Quaid in the film was pretty much the villain in it, and Sophie Thatcher, I think is her name. Um Overall, I think the film was pretty strong for what I watched. Yeah, Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher are in the film. She plays a character called Iris, and she's like a robot. She thinks she's not a robot, but then you find out she really is, and then something happens where the weekend at that place turns into a killing fest, like where she's trying to live her life and as a robot, but trying has human emotions. But the problem is she's like this, robot that's acting upon that stuff. So she's just trying to. I mean, the film was pretty strong. Don't get me wrong. It was a pretty strong film. The action sequences in the film were pretty strong. The performances were pretty solid. So I was very impressed with Companion. So 8.5 out of 10 as of now. Valiant 1. I wouldn't say this was one of my favorite films, but it was very meh. I don't remember. I know it was about these army guys and they're going into war and all that. It's not the worst film because they're trying to escape North Korea to go to South Korea because they get trapped in North Korea territory. But if you've seen Valiant One, it wasn't one of the best films, but it was meh. So I guess 6 out of 10, unless I gave it a worse rating than that. I don't know. It was very short. It wasn't very good of a film, but not the best thing I've seen this year. All right, Hard Eyes is the next film. This one was a average film. I was a little impressed with this film. The performances were pretty strong in it, but it's another horror flick. It's kind of like the Thanksgiving movie, or if I'm uh saying that right. So overall, I think Hard Eyes is an average film. The story involves this girl who's trying to find true love, but she doesn't, and she thinks it's a fantasy, but then she really does find her true love. And then there's a Hard Eyes killer that is basically going around killing couples and murdering them. So it's pretty messed up. And Jordana Brewster in the film was not like great in the film. Her she was all right for most of it, but then you see her as the bad guy at the end of the film, and that is not her kind of style for performance. So I think the movie was had some heart to it at the end of it, but overall the performances were certain performances were solid, but the film itself average 7.5 out of 10. Love Hurts is a bad film. It's with Ki Kwan in it. I don't know. I was very just annoyed by this film. This is not a good film. It's probably one of the worst films of this year. It's about Ki Kwan's character who's like living a real estate as a real estate agent. His job is as a real estate agent, and he's basically the boss of that company. And then somehow something comes back to him where he is like trying to fight these bad guys or whatever that are coming after him. So he runs into this girl Rose. Um, but overall, the film was not great. It was very bland. It was very pointless of a film to make. I was very disappointed with it, and I like Ke Huy Quan as an actor, and him as Beta in Goonies. That was probably his best performance as a kid, and he was good in Everything Everywhere All at Once too. But this film, no, I just didn't feel for it. So it's going to be on my worst films of 2025. I think I gave it a 4 or 4.5 out of 10. It was somewhere around there I gave it. But you can let me know in the comments below. When I watched Love Hurts, I was not impressed by it. All right, Captain America Brave New World. Now, this is one that a lot of people say is the worst thing they've seen. Yes, it is true. It is a bad fucking film. I was not impressed. Harrison Ford turning into the Red Hulk. It's like, what the fuck is this movie trying to accomplish? How cheesy it is, how basically Anthony Mackie's a total dickbag in the film. Uh, I don't know. I didn't I don't like Anthony Mackie personally, and I don't like him as an actor either because he comes off in as a douchebag. Like I don't know, it's just his demeanor comes off very assholish, and it kind of pisses me off. So honestly, the film with him as Captain America did not have any soul to it. It did not have any good moments about it. It was the worst Marvel film so far, along with a couple other Marvel films that were pretty bad. Like Madam Web, um, The Marvels. So you got a couple films that are pretty bad in the Marvel universe. And I think Marvel needs to cool it and take a break as of now. But they're gonna make another sequel to Captain America again because they want to continue it with Anthony Mackie's douchiness. So fuck that guy, honestly. The film was utter trash. I think I gave it like a 3 or 2.5 out of 10, somewhere around there. It's a bad film. The next film is The Gorge. This one was an average film. I was impressed with this one. Better movie than Captain America Brave New World. Um, I think The Gorge had a lot more moments that I could really appreciate with the characters, like Miles Teller and uh Anya Taylor-Joy are in this film, and they are in two separate places protecting the gorge, two separate towers. and then you find out that there's more to the gorge that than you think. That um, they're protecting something that they just don't think they should, honestly. So, in my opinion, I think the gorge had all right moments in the film, but the execution had its fairly average points. So 7.5 out of 10 for the movie. The Monkey. What do I think of The Monkey? Well, I'm disappointed with it. It's a bad film. It's just disappointing at best. It's not the worst thing I've seen. This film is just like a what the fuck kind of shit. It's like a Final Destination rejected kind of movie. It's a rejected Final Destination wannabe movie. And it's not great. It's about this monkey that drums his drum or whatever, and when after he finishes drumming, somebody dies miraculously. So it's like, really? That's all it is. And the film with the kid's brother or whatever, it was awful performances in the film. So, not a fan of the monkey. So, fuck that film. It's not great. It's just disappointing. The movie did have some moments where I could feel for it, but execution wise, it's a 5.5 out of 10. Not a great film. I don't plan on coming back to it. Last Breath. Now, what do I think of Last Breath? This one was a little better. It's a better film. It's a decent film. I mean, the film had more interesting points in the film where they go deep in to like the Marianas Trench or something like that, and they basically one of the guys gets left behind and he has to struggle to breathe, and then he's like not breathing for like almost an hour or something like that, and he doesn't regain consciousness, and he's there, but then it's just towards the end, and Woody Harrelson put on a great performance. So did Simu Lee, and to be honest, I did not see anything regarding Simu Lee's controversy. So if that were true, I people that think it's true are fucking blind idiots. So I don't fucking see any shit having to do with Simu Lee. He's a great actor, and I will say that. But people that want to say that he's not a good person and he's racist or whatever shit that they're saying about him can go fuck themselves. So, yeah, to be honest, I think Last Breath was a decent film. It wasn't the best thing I've seen. Wasn't the worst thing I've seen, but I had a decent story and a very meaningful story about this guy who's trying to is working with Simile and Woody Harrelson, and they're divers, and they have to give me a second. I gotta mute my mic. Let a cat in my room. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had to mute my mic because I had to let my cat tighten in the room. So to get back on track, Last Breath in closing is not a bad film. It's not it's a decent film, and I'd recommend it. So 7 out of 10. Then we get to Mickey 17 is another pretty good film where Robert Pattinson is he dies a lot. He plays as this guy who dies a lot and does the most dangerous missions that kills him. So it's very weird. And then when he becomes Mickey 17 and Mickey 17's still alive, then Mickey 18 gets reborn and made, and then the movie's just like, what the fuck? Just like Robert Pattinson dying a lot. And he had like weird moments with his voice in the film. Like the voicing of his character was very weird and didn't sound like Robert Pattinson, to be honest, but still the film performed pretty well. So 8.5 out of 10 for this one, too. The next one is The Electric State, another bad film that I'm not impressed with. I think it's another terrible film I've seen this year. But it's a shame because there are a lot of bad films so far this year and some meh films. This year's movies are not looking hyped up to be great. But overall, I think The Electric State with Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt was not a great film. I think the film tried, but it failed in the execution of the performance of the movie. So, what do you expect? And Anthony Mackie plays the robot guy, and it's like, oh, great. Another Anthony Mackie film where it's gonna fucking bomb. And it fucking bombed badly. So, yeah, The Electric State is not a great film, and it's overall just disappointing. So, I think I gave it like a 5.5 out of 10 or something like that. Next is The Plankton, the movie. The Plankton movie. I guess you could call it Plankton the movie. So this one was where Plankton's trying to take over Bikini Bottom, but then Karen actually takes over Bikini Bottom and shows her dark side to her because Plankton pushes her so much to the point where she snaps and then she's like doing a lot of evil things. So the movie's reception wasn't great, and there was some singing in the film, and it's like, oh my fucking god. It's like Netflix and their fucking musical shit. So honestly, I was tolerating West Side Story for the time, but looking back at West Side Story for 2021, that was a pretty good film. But the problem is Rachel Zegler, uh, which we will talk about that movie soon with her as Snow White, which I will be talking about that soon. So, Plankton the movie is not a great film. It's a 5 out of 10. It bombed. It was not good. Queen of the Ring is a Sumerian movie that they made, and it's a pretty good film. I'm very impressed with this film. 8.5 out of 10 for this one. I think it was 8.5 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 I gave it, but I overall enjoyed it. It's got a lot of meaning to it. The fight scenes with the wrestling moments, women's wrestling, it is. And it's overall got a lot of moments where it shows women empowerment in this film. So I'm very impressed with this film's performance and the actors and actresses that played in this film. So solid film. 8.5 out of 10 for this one. Black Bag is another strong, well, not strong. It was an okay film, to recorrect myself there. I think this film, as a March 14th release, was eh, just eh. It's not terrible, but it's just okay. I think Michael Fassbender and um, what's her name? Kate Blanchett is in the film. I think this film tried, but in the execution and towards the end of it, in the end of it was solid, but I just think it wasn't that great of a film to remember. So 6.5 out of 10 for this. It was that or I gave it a 7. I don't remember. I just remember watching it and then remember not really being a super fan of the film. Novocaine is a movie with Jack Quaid in it, and he's basically someone that's called Novocaine, where he can't feel any pain. So he basically he has all these tattoos on him, and he is fighting bad guys, and he meets this girl, Shelly, or whatever her name is, and she eventually works for the bad guys that were robbing the bank, and then he tries to go get back the money and all that stuff and take action in his own hands. And what happens? Well, I can tell you that he succeeded in the rest of the film with getting back what's rightfully the banks. And overall, the performance of the film was pretty good. I was impressed with Novocaine. It was a very strong, action-packed kind of film. Jack Quaid's performance was pretty solid and had some funny moments throughout the movie. But overall, he was just someone that did not feel any pain and kept getting his ass whooped from time to time, but it was not budging. It was kind of weird. So, other than that, Novocaine is a pretty good film. 8.5 out of 10 for this one. Now we're gonna get to Snow White. So now with the Snow White film, what do I think of it as of now? Yeah, it's still the worst movie of the year so far. I don't know what's gonna top it, but I don't think anything's gonna top this film. Might could be my number one worst movie of this year. Um, I'd give it a 0.5 out of 5 out of 10 as of now, or 0.75 out of 10. Almost said 5 again. I'm just thinking that it's a single review, but it's not. This is a live stream. But overall, I think Snow White did not do very good. Rachel Zegler had a lot of controversy behind her back with this film, and Gal Gadot, I think her performance was pretty bad in this film. And it's a shame because I think her performance in most other films are pretty good. But there was a lot of shit going on with this film, and it really killed Disney's uh sales on this film. This film is not watchable, not worth buying, and it sucks ass. So Snow White is the worst fucking thing I've seen. So in like ever. So it's the worst fucking film of this in the entire universe. So I can't believe they fucking went along with this film. Even though they delayed it, it's still the final product is very bad, not great. And they're supposed to go by how the 1937 film was made, and they have to go by the story of that. Fuck it up with how the prince is this thief, this steals food and all that. It's like, what the fuck? So yeah, Snow White with Rachel Zegler in it was bad, and that Waiting on a Wish song, cringe. Cringe, cringe, cringe. And overall, they made so many memes about that film where she's getting a sword pointed at her neck, and then someone comes along and punches her in the face. It's funny as shit. Overall, yeah, 0.75 out of 10 for Snow White. It's probably the worst fucking film of the year. I've downgraded my rating as of now. It's a lot worse than I thought it was. Um, I thought it was like a 2 out of 10 bad, but no, it's much worse. The Alto Knights is an okay film. It's not the best thing. I mean, uh, overall, I think Robert De Niro was solid in the film with his performance. He played two characters in this film, two mob bosses in the film. One is a retired guy. The other one is like this mob boss that's kind of fucking people over. So overall, I think the Alto Knights had an interesting story, and it's based on a true story. Um, I did watch it like a few weeks ago or something like that. But overall, it's a 6.5 out of 10 for the film. Next is Ash. This is another interesting film I enjoyed. The ratings on this were not great, but honestly, I enjoyed this film. I don't care what the ratings say. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, this film, but it's very underrated to me. It's a very strong film, and I enjoyed it for the runtime it went for. It's very short, so you're not in for a very long film, like 90 minutes or something like that. But Isa Gonzalez played in this film, and her performance was pretty strong. It's about this parasite that goes into people's brains and possesses them to do pretty bad shit, like kill people and all that stuff. So it's pretty messed up. So overall, I think the film's performance was it was really good. I mean, the ratings for it were like under a 6. And that's not good. But in my opinion, I enjoyed it for as it being a psychological sci-fi fantasy film. So it was very interesting of a film. And the ending ended pretty well. So Ash is a solid film. So 9 out of 10. Probably will be on my best movies. Locked is a movie about uh what is it? Bill Skarsgård's in this film along with Anthony Hopkins, and Bill Skarsgård plays a guy that's down on his luck and is like trying to break into this car, and he does break into the car. But what happens is he gets locked in it, and he's having to figure out how to get out of the car. And then Anthony Hopkins trapped him in there. It was a trap for him to struggle and suffer. And you find out that Anthony Hopkins in the film, not a good guy in the film, but his performance was very good along with Bill Skarsgård's performance. I mean, psychologically, he was really fucking with him in the film. Anthony Hopkins was to Bill Skarsgård. So I think the performance was fairly solid, but the movie's execution was man. So it's a 6 out of 10. A Working Man is probably the last best movie I've seen for the first quarter of 2025. It's a strong 8.5 out of 10. I think overall, I think it was 8.5 or 9 out of 10. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 as of now because um I don't really return to this film all that much, but it is going to be at my best movies of 2025. Um so I think the film did have a lot of interesting moments with uh overall Jason Statham's action sequences, his fighting style and his the fight scenes were pretty strong in the film. And overall it was very suspenseful about a girl getting kidnapped and then he has to go rescue her. Uh, and I think the performances were very strong in the film. Not the best performances, but it's a fairly good film for how it turned out. So 8.5 out of 10 for A Working Man. I mean, it's very underrated. It's not it didn't get the best ratings, this film, but I think it's worthy enough to be in the best movies, in my opinion. The Woman in the Yard is a bad film. I was not impressed with this film. I reviewed it recently and it sucked ass. So 4.5 out of 10. I just think the movie went nowhere with the way the story turned out. Hey, if people like this film, more power to them. I will respect their opinion on this matter. But what I don't like about the film is that it just really went nowhere and it was a boring clusterfuck of a mess. This film was confusing as shit. So I was not a fan of this film. So 4.5 out of 10 for The Woman in the Yard. And the film's title of it is like, really? That's all they could come up with for a movie title? The Woman in the Yard? Oh, there's a woman in the yard. Oh, what are we gonna do? Get her off the fucking property or whatever. And they tried doing that, but there was a lot more to the film that it tried explaining. But the problem with this film was the execution and the performances were meh. And finally, the last film of the first quarter of 2025 films that I finished was Death of a Unicorn. I think this film was okay. It wasn't bad, but it was better than the last film I just talked about, and this is the final film I'm talking about. Then I'll probably talk about a few more things towards the end of the stream. Um, but Death of a Unicorn, it's not the worst thing I've seen, but I think Paul Rudd's performance was kind of mediocre to meh. It just he was kind of following the pack or whatever of those terrible people. And then what happens is he basically just he finds out the hard way that, oh, they're not good people. They're greedy SOBs. So then he was the one that kind of killed the unicorn. So it's on him that he killed a unicorn. But overall, I think the movie's performance was it was okay. So 6.5 out of 10 for Death of a Unicorn. I did watch a Minecraft movie. I'm going to be watching some more second quarter movies and trying to get that next stream out to you for second quarter of 2025 films. When I get done with the last film of the second quarter, which is Megan 2.0, it's going to take me a little bit to get to that next stream for that. But overall, I hope you enjoyed this live stream for what I offered for you. Um, we're gonna chat a little more about some other things, and then I'm gonna wrap it up after that. So, what's going on lately is that I've been just doing surveys and trying to earn money. So it's been going okay, but I think today I transact like cashed out like $5 each time, once or twice. But I'm about to cash out again pretty soon. I'm almost to $5. So it's pretty cool. But overall, I think yeah, this year has been cool. I think for the third to the end of this year is probably going to be a lot better because I did go for a job interview recently. Um and I think it went well, but we'll find out. I got to wait till Friday to find out if I got it or not. Which God, I hope I get it. Not the song God, I hope I get it, but okay. It's from that Land of the Lost movie. Honestly, yeah, I went for that job interview. It went all right, but overall, yeah, I don't expect a lot of people to join the stream because I know they probably got to go to work tomorrow, which is understandable. I've just I promised you guys a stream that I wanted to do, and I'm living up to that promise by doing it. So, yeah. But let me know what you guys think of the stream, and hopefully you enjoyed me talking about the movies I watched for the first quarter. This was a stream I wanted to do and was planning on doing because it was something I wanted to talk about, but I'm probably gonna wrap up pretty soon. I don't really have a lot to talk about. I do have one thing I want to talk about real quick. And I was gonna talk about this in another stream, but uh, I might as well get it out of the way. So this Brian Burkheiser, from previous former member of I Prevail, had a new song that was supposed to come out this Friday called Phases. And what happened is I guess he was under a contract with I Prevail, and there's blocking his song. It's like, why are you blocking the man's song? Like, let him release the song and stop being fucking little shits about it. That's what I don't like about when you have a contract with someone, with a band or whatever, and there's like an ongoing dispute with them and Brian Burkheiser. So I don't know who's in the wrong or who's in the right. All I know is that, yeah, Brian Burkheiser definitely should release that song, but it's up to him. Um, I just hope for the best for him because I know he really wanted to release that, but things got in the way of him not doing that, where they blocked his damn song, and it's like, are you fucking for real? So, yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to talk about. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like, are you gonna really block someone's from releasing a song? It's the label that's telling them to block it. Uh, so it's kind of fucked up. And I like I Prevail still. I still do, but I'm not sure what I think of this news because it's kind of pissing me off a little. And yeah, I know Rockfeed talked about it recently, and I'm like, oh, so Rockfeed, the guy who basically kisses Ronnie Radke's ass. So what the fuck do you have to talk about? I'm getting a little tired of Rockfeed as of now. I'm just, I don't mind the guy, but he needs to stop staying neutral and staying like, oh, I'm just gonna be on the sidelines. And he gives his opinion, but he says he's staying in the middle of not getting involved. And it's like, but you're getting involved. You're getting involved by talking shit about Anthony Fantano, for one, that sued Ronnie Radke. And we did talk about this the last time or whatever. But overall, I was just so pissed with Rockfeed when I saw that. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You're kissing Ronnie Radke's ass big time. I don't mind watching Rockfeed for certain topics, but when it comes to falling in reverse topics, I'm probably gonna ignore that. Because every time he does an interview with Ronnie Radke, it pisses me the fuck off. Because he says some shit that is like, really? It's like, it's just ridiculous. It's like people can't learn to pick a side and stick with it. So, yeah. Uh, yeah. So, overall, I think, yeah, I was just reading something real quick. Sorry about that. Um, Overall, I'm probably gonna end this stream in the next 10 minutes because I didn't want to make this a long stream. I already talked about what I wanted to talk about with the movies. Um, but I just wanted to chat with you guys for the extra 10, 20 minutes. And hopefully you guys will watch the next stream. That'll be next week. If I do get this job, I'm gonna be working full-time hours. Um, Better hours and solid pay, like really good pay. Not best pay, but it's gonna help me out. But overall, I think I just gotta hope for the best with what happens on Friday. I'll find out more answers on Friday. If they do hire me, great. If they don't, I'll just have to accept it and just find something else. But let's just wait and see what happens. So, yeah, I just think with what I wanted to talk about, it wasn't supposed to be a long stream. It was supposed to be a very short stream just about the movies. But I just wanted to catch up with you guys, let you know that I'm doing okay and that I hope you will enjoy new reviews when they come out. I know the new album reviews will be out tomorrow for Sabrina Carpenter and Nova Twins. And I'll probably review those, but I don't know how I feel about Nova Twins. They're not like the best thing I've listened to, and what the what? So there's a new song from Mudvayne coming out tomorrow. Huh. Hurt people, hurt people. Hmm. Interesting. So yeah. In closing, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. It's not. It's going to be my shortest stream that I've done in a little while. But I wanted to make it fun for you guys to talk about the movies. But I know a lot of people tune in because of the music and everything. But last Friday's material for music was really good. There's a lot of good music last Friday. Like I was really impressed with 3 Days Grace's new record. After that was Deftones I reviewed. And then yeah. Um there's just a lot of good music that came out last Friday for August 22nd. So I don't know what's gonna happen for the final quarter of 2025 for music, but there was a time where I was gonna take a break from YouTube just to take a little short hiatus, but I might as well continue throughout 2026 and see where I go from there. I don't expect to stay on YouTube forever, if I'm going to be honest. I only expect to stay on until I'm ready to quit and wrap it up for my channel. But I do enjoy making content for you guys. I've been doing this YouTube thing for like almost 8 years now. So, and I'm grateful to you guys for subscribing to the channel and supporting it. It's been doing very well, hitting almost 1,400 subs now. So I greatly appreciate that. And I'll have more reviews. I think Wolf Alice's new record, The Clearing, I'm going to review, but it probably will be before the weekend. Um, Brian Adams is dropping a record this Friday. Colby Cowlett. I'm going to pass on that. Nova Twins, Parasites, and Butterflies. I think I'll review that and Sabrina Carpenter along with, yeah, Brian Adams. I don't hate Brian Adams as a singer. I just never got interested in his music. But hey, maybe it'll grow on me. Summer of '69 wasn't a terrible song. It was a pretty solid song. But I think, oh, Martin Garrix is dropping a record next Friday. Hmm. So yeah, there is some interesting music coming out for the rest of 2025. I don't know how the other albums are gonna sound, like Violent Nature by I Prevail on September 19th. Then you're gonna have Sarah McLachlan. Um, Doja Cat V is dropping September 26th. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. There's a lot of shit with Doja Cat that I've heard about that wasn't that impressed with. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that record, so it might be a pass on that. I wasn't impressed with Doja Cat's last record. It was pretty bad. But AFI drops a record October 3rd, so does Thrice. Um Taylor Swift. Yes, Taylor Swift with another record, The Life of a Showgirl on October 3rd. Great. Something we did not need from Taylor Swift. She should have waited till 2026 or longer. She needs a fucking break from music. I, I like her music, but she should have not dropped an album for this ended year. I think she should have waited. Anyway, that's my opinion. She can do what she wants, but I don't hate her as a person. I think she's a nice person, but it just I'm not a huge fan of Taylor Swift like I used to be. Not anymore. Um, Avatar's dropping an album, Don't Go in the Forest. Hmm. So interesting. We're getting another Avatar album. Awesome. So I'm very interested in that. Um, oh, the Avatar album comes out on Halloween. That's even better. So after that, it's just trying to see who else is coming out with Devil Wears Prada November 14th for Flowers. Yes, I'm excited for that. After that, it's you want to know what band needs to drop an album but has not dropped an album yet? And you know I'm going to talk about them again. Breaking Benjamin. Yes, I have a reason why coming out this upcoming Sunday, and it's the final episode, by the way. So definitely tune into the final episode. I think Breaking Benjamin is way overdue for an album. It it's time. It's time to drop a new single and drop the record after, or have an announcement for it at least. But they don't do that. I don't know why. It's like, why are you waiting to put it out? Like, if you really want to put it out, you can put it out, but just I think we're gonna get it in 2026. I have a feeling it's in 2026 is when we're gonna be waiting till because they haven't said any news about it yet. I guess they're still in the works of it. They've been touring a lot, so we'll just still have to wait. But I'm about to wrap it up in a second, and we're almost to the hour mark now. I appreciate you guys coming in the stream, enjoying your time. And if you guys didn't watch the stream, you can definitely rewatch it. Some once it's done processing and everything. I will have another stream in next week, hopefully. I gotta see what I'm doing. It's gonna be after Labor Day or a Labor Day stream. It might be a Labor Day stream. I don't know. But I'll let you know when I get around to it. But I appreciate you guys watching. Um, I'll have more reviews coming out during tomorrow and the next day. But until then, you guys have a great rest of your night, rest of your Wednesday, almost Thursday morning. It's getting close to midnight now, which will mark Thursday the next day. But I'll just let you know when I get around to that next stream because it will happen. It's just going to be another week from now. And I will continue doing members only reviews in September. I've just been very distant from that and I haven't gotten around to it because of things happening for my channel for publicized videos. But there will be members only reviews coming back. I can guarantee you that it will come back. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'm about to wrap it up now. So I'm thankful to you guys for subscribing to the channel, supporting the channel. There will be some new album reviews tomorrow and some new single reviews. I know Starset's dropping a song tomorrow, or then no, Friday they're dropping the song. So I'm excited for that and many other releases. But yeah, you guys have a good night. Um, and I'll see you guys in my next stream whenever that is. Plus, I wanted to say one more thing. I will have um some video game streams coming back for 2026. I gotta just get back on my feet financially, so you know how it is. But I'm work. It's a work in progress. Till then, you guys have a good night, and thanks for watching.